What the jack is up, everybody? Jando here, back at it again with the 2026 progression series. It's episode 16. I hope all your cube sales or cubing went well. I cannot wait until we get auto cubing. Please, next one we get this. It is such a tedious process, but alas, we got gains. Let's go through them all. First up, we got some cheeky guild prog. We hit level 18. We're now at 18 breath of the artisans. One did drop last week, which was very nice. It was I think, not which dropped it, but it was spirits were low, but then breath of the artist dropped, which perked me right back up. But not long now. It's less than 12 weeks of getting the Star Force room on the Mule Guild, which is fantastic. Alright, as for Prog in the campus life, we did unlock Monster Park, and then we level 4 into Epic Dungeon. Can I zoom in on this? I cannot. I'm using the wrong form. Whatever. It's Epic Dungeon's going to get maxed out to the level. It's going to get to level 5 at the end of this week, and then level maxed out next week. As for stats, a little bit into attack, and I want to save probably to up this up. So I did finish maxing up EXP, which was great. Alright, as for the overview of the characters, now I didn't edit this. I did edit a bit of the dailies and a bit of the levels, but I haven't added. I need to move the hero up, but I don't want to deal with formatting this yet, so I'll fix that later. But the hero is going to be moved up to projects. Well, it's going to be instantly moved up to C10E Boss Mule by this time next week, so hey, it is what it is. As for Chrono spending, we had about 106 bill for the week, and we spent 92 bill of it. And after using everything, we have about 7.4 bill left over in the bank, ready to farm up to get even more money for Mad Lads next week. Alright, for Maple UID tracking, I didn't include this week, so I think this week I'm at 1k. Haven't spent it yet, so we're going to keep it going until I actually redeem them. They're not listed here. And then something cool that I can now do with Obsidian is that I can link Maple Hub directly into Obsidian, which is just fantastic. So now I have all my bosses tracked here. I get ads. It is what it is. Got all the cheeky little bosses. Day tracker, which I actually use quite a bit. Also done. Can mark it off. And these guys also got done, which is quite handy being able to mark them all off, so I remember what's happened and what's not happened. And of course, diary of everything dropped. I think only an ET drop. I should actually showcase this page more often. Yeah, only an ET dropped for the Hayato. Which, hey, pretty good. The Hayato and Kana are eating when it comes to ETs. And I've also got the Hexa tracker and the Liberation tracker, which is good fun. Alright, moving on. Let's see what gains each character made. So, go quickly from top to bottom. The Ren lost a lot of CP, 15 mil. What happened? So, go over it. So, Ren made some decent gains this week. Got about 21T from farming, about 24 hours farmed. That's roughly how much. 483 frags, and about anywhere from 14.4 to about 19.2 bill meso gain. I don't keep track of these things. The only ones I keep track of is frags. I have this fancy tool that allows me to just track it. Then I can just divide it by 20 to get my average. So it's a rough estimate. Anyway, the biggest damage loss here was I was throwing random solid cubes at the emblem, and then I had nothing on it, so I threw like 20 cubes onto this thing to grab this fake tree line. Like, whatever. I'll keep this for now until I decide to touch it again. But yeah, the Ren is sitting at a ridiculous amount of IED right now. Not needed. So it looks like the Ren is on. I actually might level next week. I'm getting roughly 5% a week. This hasn't updated today's. Actually, let me just quickly check Maple ranks. Has it updated? Oh, it has not. Usually it updates like 3 AM my time. It may be 1 AM right now where I'm recording this. Hey, it is what it is. Gotta record it now, otherwise the video is gonna be late. Look, I can't have that on my watch. Alright, not much else to report on the rent. Still got no DOMs yet again. Still got 4. I'm gonna keep track of these. The rent is cooked when it comes to its DOM acquisition. Alright, moving on to the Adele. The Adele only got a little bit of stat gain from the event stats, so nothing really to report. Just still progging on symbols. Nothing's changed, and yeah, you can see how much more DOMs it has than the rent. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, not much else to report. Blaster is a similar case. Still not much to. The only thing to report is that next week it should reach 200 SAC, so it can start doing Theron. Honestly, with its CP, it could probably still clear normal Theron at this point. Not sure if I want to do normal hard Theron on this thing just yet. Okay, we'll see how we go. Any more chances of getting pitches on this thing is a boon, especially since it's now another week with no pitches whatsoever. So we'll see what happens with the Blaster. That's it to report. Also, both the Adele and the Blaster went slightly up in Hexa. A couple levels across the board, same with the Adele. Alright, the Hayato gained, again, insignificant amount of CP thanks to event stats. It's climbing its the CP thanks to it being 275. And this won't be touched until a lot of the titanium mills are done. But yeah, it did get that ET. And getting a lot of raw 2s. I'm not sure if raw 2 is better than a weapon jump strength 3, so I honestly don't think it really matters when it comes to Hayato. I also did buy another cheeky superior pendant because this thing has like 2k coins. So yippee. Small, tiny bit of prog on the Hayato. Now the Kana, I did forget to do one thing on the Kana that I'll quickly do. Well, I'll leave it up here. But the Kana is poised. It's also in a nearing normal Saren spec, which is quite nice. Switch over to in game. Loads we can chat about. It's no gains made. Still has the same thing from last week, and its inventory is now getting far more beefier with all these secondaries. I can't wait to boom them all. Here we go. Perfect. So, Kana is poised to liberate either this week or next week. Waiting in my inventory. We have what, 100 and... No, that's way more than this. We have a shit ton of cubes. There we go. We got them. That's like what? 350 black cubes, so a decent amount to at least. I'll just probably get it to like get the weapon to legendary and then cube for anything useful 3-line, then just use the bright cubes, whatever. It's inefficient, but hey, whatever. But yeah, if I can do a 4-man black mage, it would allow me to live next week. Otherwise, just wait till the week after. Yeah, that's the most exciting news about the Kana. All right, we can move on. Now, the Shade. The Shade was the first one to eat when it comes to the cube sale. So now we gained roughly just under, or just over 10 mil CP. And I made this fancy graphic of what it actually gained. So about 13 to 14 bill, and yeah, 27% on the Twilight and the Black Bean Mark. Now the Black Bean Mark was 2-line drop rate, and I was conflicted because this thing was already 20 star, and I was going to get it replaced whenever a map dropped. Then I thought about it. It's like, no, I much rather just do bosses a little bit faster now. I don't really care about high drop rate on this thing. Sure, it would have been nice to keep it at 200 drop rate, but hey, 180, it is what it is. I much rather wanted this, and got this within 500 mil, which is quite nice. Yeah, everything apart from the superior pendant was relatively within reason. Actually, I think this was over the median. This was over the median. This was definitely over the median. This was, I think 145 was par. Anything over 145, bad. Everything under, really good. This is really good. This is really good. This, I can't remember how much secondary is, but it is more expensive. All right, as for actual strength gain, we went from 362 strength to 414. So pretty good. It's like 50-ish% strength. Very excited. The Shade got a lot of gains. As for what's next, just need to stack the slime rings to get this 21 star, and then liberate. Did I add in the cheeky little... There we go. If I liberate, it's going to be a crazy 40 mil CP gain. Just nuts. This thing is looking at 130 when it's liberated-ish. I'm not sure if I want to include Blackheart into the mix, and I'm not going to get 3 line either. That's like... bad. Liberate won't happen until July 7th. Alright, moving on. Next to the absolute luckadog that is the Dawn Warrior. So Dawn Warrior was 75 mil last week. Now it's 87 mil without a Blackheart, which is just nuts. So quickly overlooking the highlight of its gains. High roll, insane high roll, another insane high roll, 30%. We got a fake 3-line secondary, 27% on the hat with only 500 mil, and look at these pants. Double prime in only 1.69 bill. High roll, ring of the high roll. Again, the average on accessories is 145 cubes. The only thing that went a little sour was the cape. Apart from that, everything else was just dubs. Look, especially the emblem. 2-line attack, 30% ID, that's a banger. Yeah, I spent 27 bill on the Dawn Warrior, and it gained a massive, like 98%, 97% strength. That's insane. So right now, the only things left on this thing is to, well, this is done. Just need to liberate and also get the Twilight Mark to 1 star. So yeah, the Dawn Warrior is eating. And then it's on pace to liberate on this last 16. Fantastic. And then a sneak peek once it gets liberated. This is just 2-line attack, 30% boss that I found on someone. 37 mil increase, which is nuts. Yeah. Big gains on the Dawn Warrior. Now we go to the Lynn. And last time, the Lynn high rolled or did very well in Star Forcing. Did very, very well in Star Forcing. Cubing, however. God damn. So hey, look, it did make some gains. It made some gains. It's up like 9 mil CP, but bosses for the week, no slime ring for 2 weeks in a row, no subbelt drop, and no Twilight Mark drop. So there is still a lot of gains Lynn can make. Let's actually see and review how much I had to spend on this thing to get 9 mil. Now, pay attention. Dawn Warrior, I spent 27 bill to get 10 mil. To get 9 mil, I had to spend 45 bill. And look, if we even take away the outlier or the gloves, which was 2-line crit, that's still 35 bill for 9 mil. So it's already 8 more bill than the Dawn Warrior. Just look at this. Look at this cape. What the fuck is this? Look at these shoes. What the fuck? Extremely egregious. Oh my god. This is the last thing I cubed. And what the fuck? I couldn't believe it. I was thinking, is my cubing just broken? But yeah. Experience both sides of the spectrum when it comes to variants. Dawn Warrior high rolled, the Lynn low rolled. But hey, gains are gains, and we will make this money back easily. So yeah. The Lynn got roughly... Right? Is my calculator still stored with this information? Supposed to be 345. There we go. So what? That's 65% in? So look, it still gained a lot of stats, but it's still missing quite a bit. As I said, Slime Ring would replace this until an Oz Ring. I forgot to actually move this thing to here. God damn it. Let me fix that up real quick. So unprofessional. And I also found some random NX clothes to give the Lynn. It doesn't look chopped. Still looks pretty chopped, but hey, not as chopped. There we go. Fixed it. So still need the Oz Ring, still need the Twilight Mark, and still need the Slime Ring. Then that'll be instant like plus 20 mil CP. It's gonna be a crazy amount of CP when I get those done. And the inventory, bare bones. Hey, it's got a day break, yippee. And that's for Liberation, looking at July 30th. All right, cool. Now on to the Wild Hunter. Not much happened besides upping its symbols to level 19. Still a little bit of ways away to the upgrade of max symbols. I lost my train of thought there for a second. But May 18th, it's like 4 or 5 days of more dailies. So it's nearly there, which is quite nice. Really stacking up some Absols. I did have an interesting thought of, while putting Absols on the Titanium Mules definitely increases their floor, kind of stifles their ceiling. So there is the question of, do I just sacrifice a bit of their hoarding on the Legion champions, but at least give Titanium Mules 4 set Absol, or Arcanes. And they just take them to 18 star on an event, and then eventually they'll go 21, 22 star. Like, I am kind of stifling their potential. But at the same time, what is the clear speed difference between 21 star episodes and 21 star? Okay. So, something to think about going forward. But right now, at the very least, the Wild Hunter will get episodes since I've got them backed. But maybe for the hero coming up soon, maybe even the Demon Slayer as well, since it has no episodes yet, I might just go the Arcane route, since like I'm eventually going to be just bathing in like a shit ton of them. How many meals I have so far. Alright, and last but not least, the Demon Slayer. Didn't include how much CP again, because it also got some symbols increased, spent a bit of money. There we go, fixed up. It is literally 1 day away from that symbols, which is fantastic because next Wednesday we're starting the hero. So yippee. Yeah. Fair's coming up nicely. This thing just, so what I mentioned, but the Wild Hunter did get enough coins to unlock both the pendant and the ring, though no belt has dropped. So it's joining the Lynn at being super unlucky with Golix drops. Whereas the Demon Slayer is eating, it already has 2 superior belts, it has 2 superior earrings, and yeah, it's doing quite well. So that does about it for updating Prog so far. As for coming soon, the hero will be next Wednesday, and we have a quick primer of what it will be going through on day 1. Not sure what kind of video I want to make for it, but I might make a video. I haven't decided yet. I know as little editing as possible is ideal, but it's going to have a pretty strong day 1 or day 0. This will be released Wednesday, and then it'll get another set of weeklies the week after. So probably going to make it a baby boss mill, 260 baby boss mill, and start stacking spares on it. Yeah, that's about it. I don't have anything else to show. Nothing else is ready down here. They're all secret. But as always, thank you all for watching. This is a little bit of a shorter one because it is late. I'm tired and also bedtime. But hey, the video's done. So as always, thank you all for watching and have a checking.